This is Olga from the Toy Dolls.
This is Ronan, the Toy Dolls biographer. Welcome to the Toy Dolls LPs.
Today we're looking back to 1983 and your first album, Dig That Groove Baby. Olga, you were only 10 years old at the time, which we 11 years old at the time. I always get that wrong. Now, you had by then a huge, healthy live following. You'd had a #1 indie single the year before, so you must have felt this was the right time to record an album.
Yeah, well, it felt like that. In fact, I already had like most of the album songs written, and we used the Nelly Elephant and the B-side Dig That Groove, but they also went on the album as well, so it didn't need so many songs.
And the live shows at that time were a real mixture of all reworked rock and roll classics and the sort of bouncy songs you'd written yourself. How difficult was it to choose the songs for the album? There's quite a mixture of things there. Was it just what worked best, or do you think there had to be a number of songs about local people, a number of live cover versions? Sorry.
Well, it's different with it being the first album because we had you've got all your life up until that point to actually write the songs.
Yeah.
So they were almost all ready. There was only a couple of things to do. I think it was Worst Things Happen at Sea and Queen Alexandra Road, which were based on the truth. So there was only a couple of songs to write, really. It wasn't a matter of having to start from scratch.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. People often talk about the energy of that album. It really feels like a vibrant, energetic sort of thing. How did Flip and Happy Bob and you manage to convey that energy? Was it just time, or what was it?
Well, talk about energy. I mean, Happy Bob was working as a radiographer in Durham Hospital at the time, and he had to come in on his lunch break and get the songs done, then go back to work. So he only had 2 hours to do the recording of it, so there was definitely plenty of energy there. And the whole album got done in 3 days.
Yeah.
So.
I was going to ask about the 3 days. I mean, that's incredible when you think about that now in this time of our lives. Can you remember much about the whirlwind? Did you remember feeling the pressure? We've only got half an hour to do this, or?
You know what? If somebody tells you you've got 6 months to do an album, you'll take 6 months. And somebody says you've got half an hour, you'll do it within half an hour. Maybe not half an hour, but you'll do it in the time scale that you've got. Didn't really think of it like that. I think we just got on with it, and I thought that it's going to take 3 days. And and Happy Bob could only get a certain time of work. Flip as well, he's working as a forklift truck driver. So all the recording had to be done in within that first day and a half. And then leave a day or a day and a half for the mixing.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's more like we mix a song in one day.
That's it.
Roughly.
Do you think, just in a parallel universe, if there'd been more money from volume and you'd had more time, do you think you would have taken more time?
Yes.
Or was it? I was wondering whether it was important just to have that raw kind of.
No, but would have took the time. If the city had 2 years, it would have took 2 years, and it might not have been as good though. The recording and the actual playing isn't 100% perfect, but it actually captured the 3-day thing did capture the energy, as you said, and the spirit of it all. Yeah, so I'm not saying it would have been better, but we would have took longer had we had the chance.
Yeah, and the Guardian Studios in Pity Me. I mean, I'm sure you've got happy memories of that, but a very small space, and you're working with Terry Gallagher, who featured later in Terry's Talking Now.
Where is Terry?
Absolutely, we just don't know.
No, I've tried to send messages to different people to find out where he is, but he's disappeared off the face of the earth. And get back in touch, Terry. Get back in touch, Terry.
And what was the experience like of that studio? I mean, you've worked in very different studios since, but a very small, a very special place for that.
Yeah, it was in a place called Pity Me, which is an actual real place called Pity Me in Durham, and it's just a terraced. He had he had 3 terraced houses, and he bought that one, and he recorded on the middle one. It was a very special time, and Terry's a fantastic producer for us, an engineer. He was really, really good because I like, especially at that time, I like a lot of the things very, very dry, and that's what came out with Terry's. Yeah. But I do miss him, and I'd like to see him again.
I want to ask about the cover design, Olga. That people always pick out the keywords, like innocence and fun in the designs, the cartoons and this kind of thing. What's your memories of that? Was it something you were just rushing to get out quickly? Or
the cover of the first one?
The cover of the first album, yeah.
Actually, I didn't have anything to do with that. I think Volume Records said they'd found someone to do it, and I says, well, just make sure you use the Building Bricks logo, you know, the Toy Dolls thing. And then the first time he actually saw the artwork was when it was in a shop.
Right.
I think it might have been in the Durham Book Centre or something. It was in the window, and then I thought, oh, that's it. Yeah, terrible, in my opinion. But I did draw the back with little pictures on the back.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but I wasn't keen on the front. But there you go.
Well, I think your not being keen on things we'll come back to in further on in the chat. You've now really consolidated the kind of fan base in the UK, and this album pushed that further, but also started to get you known overseas. Mm-hmm. And this was obviously the pre-internet era. So, you know, how did you have any awareness at the time of how you were building up abroad?
Well, not really. We did start to get some fan mail that coming from Japan and North America, but we didn't really, we couldn't comprehend how well that particular album was doing in those, you know, especially California. Mm-hmm. We didn't know how well it was doing, really, because, you know, as you say, there was no emails or internet or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a question that a fan sent in, Olga, which is to do with recording basic tracks. Do you record basic tracks, this fan asks, live or separately?
Well, if we're talking about that album, we had no choice apart from just doing it all together, completely live, because it was to do with time. Now, over the last few years, what you usually do is you've got like the drummer, Duncan, he'd be playing the drums, and I'll play a guide guitar along with him, with a click as well. But we'll play the guide guitar and he'll play to my guide guitar. And I'll not worry so much about the sound of the actual guide guitar, we're more concentrating on the drum playing and the drum sounds. And then when that's done, we'll put the guitars on. Mm-hmm. So it's together, but I get rid of the guitar that I first put on. Mm-hmm. And then we'll do the bass guitar, always comes last.
Yeah, that's right. It's now, well, it's over 35 years now since the album came out. And obviously it's a very special record because it was your first LP, and that's always going to be close to your heart. And it did very well. So what are your reflections on it now? Do you think the music stands up? Do you think that either the quality of the songs, the production, how do you think it stands up for people still listen to it? Yeah,
it's a special production because it's done by Terry. You know, I can play it along with new records I have at home, and it still sounds all right. I mean, the actual playing is a little bit ropey. It's very special. I wouldn't say they're the best songs in the world, but
I would.
Well, thank you. There's a couple of things on there which are really, really nice. But there's, you know, as with all of them, there's some bad ones as well. But I think I can still listen to it now. That one, and maybe a couple of the later ones.
And that's the acid test, I think, whether you can still tolerate it.
Yeah.
One last question, Olga, about this first album. Given the benefit of hindsight, do you think there's anything you'd do differently if you were to start recording that again now?
What, the first album? I mean, I would write 6 of the 7 songs again, 6 or 7 of the songs. I think recording...
In what way? Do you mean you'd... Well, if difference, or?
Well, if I had to use just the songs that were on there, I'd probably produce them slightly different and different arrangements and that, you know. Maybe change the chorus to there and change that middle 8 and bridges a little bit to make it better. But at the end of the day, I don't know whether it would actually turn out any better.
I think it's a document of its time, and it works very well. So
thank you.
People do reflect on it fondly. So thanks for talking to me about the first album, Olga.
Thanks very much, Ronan.
Cheers.